Sometimes you pour your heart and soul into a project, a new job, and it doesn't always work out. I realized that sometimes it's better to just quit.
Welcome back to our little mountain life, the quitting edition.
Yes, we are quitters, but in a good way.
So about a year ago, you quit your job.
Yeah, a little over a year ago, I quit my job teaching. I was a full-time band director. It feels kind of surreal that I'm that far separated from that job now.
Feels like a while ago.
Feels like a long time ago, and I did that for 6 years. And I started up a new job about that same time. And I was trying to grow microgreens for our local community, for local CSAs and farmers markets, and it went really well, all things considered.
You worked really hard and you made it happen. He had several restaurants in Front Royal buying from him. He had a CSA who was buying his microgreens. And honestly, there was more demand than you could even grow.
Yeah, and a lot of you might remember, if you've been following us, I bought this long, 27-foot long trailer, cargo trailer, and I was actually going to move our operation from the eventual master bathroom inside of our unfinished house out into that trailer.
And microgreens have been a passion of yours for years. You were into them when we were in the townhouse, and you really wanted to have space to grow them and kind of had this bucket dream that was going to be your new job.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still going to keep growing them. I like them so much. We love them as a family. Their nutritional value is unmatched for what you're doing in a small space.
And also, we own so many seeds now.
We have a lot of seeds now left over from the business. But I was going to move out into that trailer and to meet the needs, the demands of the local market. And I was really pushing to kind of corner that market and have my microgreen business be the microgreen business here. So we bought that trailer. I was going to triple our capacity out there for growing a lot more than we were. And before we moved in, I think we kind of realized that the timing was all wrong. I was trying to start up a small business on my own, growing food for people while living in an unfinished house.
I think it's classic Don trying to start too many projects at once.
Absolutely, yeah.
And thinking that you have infinite time, and you really don't.
I don't. And
I think also part of it was it ended up being a much more time-consuming process than you had anticipated.
yes.
And we got to the point that we felt like you needed to either scale way up or way down. Because scale way up to actually make it profitable to be selling a lot more, or scale down and just grow for us, because the time that you have been spending cleaning trays and planting seeds and harvesting and picking little pods off of sunflowers has been a very time-consuming job for a very small amount of money.
Yeah, when it comes down to like the profit of the business, the profitability, I was making money, but I wasn't really making enough to pay myself for my time.
Yes.
And when it comes down to trying to keep the house progress moving forward, at the time the girls were home from school because of COVID, and I was doing my microgreen work at night, and it was just it's not the right time. The time commitment from me for that business, it just wasn't worth it. And I think that if our house was finished, it would be a completely different thing. But for right now, my focus needs to be finishing this house and making sure that I'm taking care of the family and not trying to start up this little side hustle growing food gig. So last week, I harvested, packaged, and delivered my last set of commercial microgreens.
Looking down from 20,000 feet, the fields are spangled specks beneath my seat. As the mountains fade, the memories made, they all evaporate. Everything is blowing, going, gone, gone away. The grand terrain is turning gray and cold. with a parachute, a quick reboot. Can I escape my fate? Everything is blowing, going, gone, gone away. Everything is blowing, going, gone, gone away.
So let me ask you, do you think that you want to get back into it later? Do you want that to be your business at some point?
I don't see that happening. And the reason why is because honestly, as weird as it sounds, we've been making more money on YouTube as far as paying myself for my time than we've been making with microgreens.
And our own cost is lower.
Exactly.
Because it's
The
a time
input.
thing. Yeah.
The input cost is almost nothing for YouTube.
Because with the microgreens, by the time you did the soil and the seeds, and the trays and the lights, and the profit margin's very slim.
Absolutely. So I think that when the house is finished and we're like, well, what's Don going to do next? I think I'm going to double down on the YouTube channel and try to do better with videos, put out more videos, and just kind of ramp up. Obviously, we want to get this homestead really, really going big time. We want pigs. We want to raise our own bacon. We want to do meat chickens again this year, but we can't do anything
until we finish the house.
Yeah. And that definitely includes microgreens. And I'm glad that I've realized when I did that the timing wasn't right and I needed to quit. Because I seriously, like we said, there's people that wanted my microgreens and I told them no.
Yeah.
People wanted to scale up.
You did the thing. You made it happen, and
Yep.
there was demand for them. But you didn't have the time. So I think that being a quitter is underrated. Like, be a smart quitter, pick what you want to quit, but it's a lot dumber to stick with something that's not working than to assess and let it go. Even if it's something you sunk time and money and passion into, if you realize it's not working anymore, it's okay to make a change. And Don was so supportive of me when I came to him and said, I'm thinking I want to quit the opera thing and I want to record audiobooks. I remember we were in our townhouse and he had a boat in the basement. Classic Don, always trying to work on a project. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it right now. And so we just try to support each other when we decide we want to make, a life pivot. And when you wanted to quit your teaching job, we just made that happen. And so.
Yeah, having a supportive partner is huge for these decisions.
Yeah, so if the microgreens, even though you spent a lot of time and quite a bit of money getting going with that, at some point, if it's not the right thing for you, if you're not enjoying it and it's not working for us, it's better to quit it sooner than later. So I think we're going to sell that trailer that we bought that we never really used. I mean, we have some storage in it. We're going to empty it out.
Yeah, it's just been a storage unit for us. So
we just going to take the shiplap out of it and put it up on the walls.
Yep.
And I guess you're like a full-time Dadsteader YouTuber now.
Yeah,
which sounds nuts. I thought YouTube was like fake news, like not a way to make money. But it's honestly more profitable at this point than the microgreens. And it's something that you really enjoy. I mean, Don has, we both have music degrees, so he's an artist at heart.
Yeah.
And
I like creating.
And film and crafting his videos and doing cool projects around here and finishing our house are things that he enjoys. So
Absolutely.
We're going to keep growing microgreens here. We love eating them, and small scale is great for families to be growing microgreens for themselves.
Yeah, there's not a lot of time and effort that goes into growing 2 or 3 trays a week.
But doing it at the scale that he was trying to do it was where the burnout was happening.
Absolutely.
And when the house is finished, we have really cool plans for Don to make me an office space so I can record when it's windy and when it's raining.
Yeah, so I got plenty coming up. We were putting microgreens to the side, and we're pushing ahead with finishing the house.
We're going to build a booth bunker. It's going to be super cool.
Booth bunker. It's going to happen. Thanks for joining us for this little update, and we'll see you guys on the next one.